Did anybody get them all 12 right? Did anybody get 10? 9? 8? 9, you get a trophy. And Michelle Van Nags, you get a trophy. Oh, well, you get a trophy too, because 8 is good. 8 is better than 3. Anybody else get 8? 8? All right. Hopefully it's brought a little awareness. Oh, I guess you didn't play, did you? Oh, you did. Okay, good. Good. Hopefully it brought a little awareness on who our sponsors are. Okay? That was the purpose. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the sponsors. All right. We are ready for general announcements. Does anybody have an announcement today? Oh, go ahead, Janine.
By the way, I can't out there.
You all can hear me because I have a theater voice, just like Erica. So I appreciate that you brought up Conifer Fest, which is July 11th, music, food, and beer. But we also are selling our peaches again this year. And as we know, we had a weird winter. So the peaches are almost a month early. So if you usually order peaches, they're going to be ready on August 1st. So the last day to order is July 24th. And you can do that at rotaryconifer.org.
And I actually have a form in my car I'll give to Jen to put in the notes. I was too. Angela gave him to me. Okay.
Well, in honor of this club, I just wanted you to know I'm wearing an Evergreen, Colorado shirt because I want to support the local economy at least a little bit. But again, I just wanted to let everyone know that I have this wonderfully decorated Rotary-themed piece camper for sale. I think I finally got it listed on Marketplace, so you should be able to find it there with all the details. If you or anyone you might know might be in the market, it's a beautiful little camper, but it's very spacious on the inside. So it's very unique because I don't know of another one that's quite as designed as this one. And obviously with its Rotary connection, I figured someone in Rotary might be the next owner. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Since we're going to be dark the next 2 weekends, I thought I would remind you that Mountain Music Fest tickets are on sale at a discounted price, and they're going up on July 15th. If you haven't heard, we have Kevin Bacon and his Emmy Award-winning brother, Michael Bacon, as our headline act. But we also have Ann Moore's grandson, Grady Bearhorst, Grady and the Hootin' Bandits. This kid is going to go somewhere. He's amazing, and we see him becoming famous. So just a reminder, if you want your tickets, you can go to mountainmusicfest.org. It's August 16th at Buchanan Park from 12 to 9. Thank you.
Okay. I actually have 4 announcements to make. Sorry. Rodeo. We are good on decorating after the meeting today. We are good on cleanup on Sunday. We really need people to help us walk. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday morning, please let me know. If you come while supplies last, you'll get a free hat and a free bandana. So please join us. Walk with us. It's fun. We are lining up at about 8:30 to 9, and our float number is number 48. Oh, my gosh. Number 48. And it will be a lot of fun. We throw out candy and stuff. It's really fun. Okay, second thing, the Freedom Walk, which is the 4th of July. We have a team, a Rotary Club of Evergreen team. So if you're signing up to walk or run, please be sure you click on our team. We just get points for how many members we have on our team. If you want to park at my house and walk up to the school to start, that's cool too. Okay, third thing, scribe. You may or may not know that I take notes during the meeting, and I send them out usually on Friday after the meeting, so people that aren't with us or people that missed something or need a link can always look at those notes and have information from the club meeting. I've been doing it pretty regularly. Thank you, Katie, for your help with that. We used to have a team of 6 people and we would take turns, and now it's me. And I would really like some help and support doing that. So I am begging, yes, thank you, begging anyone who wants to help with that to please let me know. And then finally, we are celebrating today Erica's last meeting. And so many of you are going to be at Changing of the Guard, but for those of you that aren't going to be at Changing of the Guard, we have a cake that we are going to eat after today's meeting, and some beautiful flowers for her, and of course Mentos, because those are her favorite. And so we really want to thank her. I don't know, those of you who have been presidents understand the load it is, but those of you that have not been, it's a lot of work. And she has shined like a bright star. So thank you, Erica, for all the work you've done.
Thank you, guys. Wow. I thought the Mentos were on the cake, so that's good. I have really appreciated, like I said, I've appreciated being the president. I don't want to take away from the ISC. Al, you have something else? You can do it in the ISC presentation. Aren't you part of it? Oh, okay. But thank you all. Thanks for all the support. And I look forward to Changing of the Guard. It's always a fun time, and just to hang out and talk and enjoy good food. So now we have I wanted to end on one of my favorite committees. No, I love all of our committees, but ISC is the one that really got me involved internationally, got me to Guatemala. Now I'm part of the Atlas board. And so I asked Kelly and Nikki if they would, for my last meeting, talk about ISC and all the fantastic things you guys have done, all of the ISC committee have done throughout the year. So come on up. I don't know if I need to do bios, but Nikki, Nikki has been on the ISC committee for 5 years, and Kelly about three. Yeah, so they've been doing a great job. Unfortunately, Nikki has children that need her in the morning, so she hasn't been able to come, but I'm excited that you're here today.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be here, and I missed you guys, so it's great to catch up, and would love to tell you about all the international things that we've done this year. Do you want to introduce yourself, Kelly?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Kelly Garrett. I'm the other half of the other co-chair with the International Service Committee. One thing I'd like to say is thank you, Erica. It has been a pleasure, and all your support for our committee and for the WASH Symposium. You've made it a really good year for us, so thank you for that.
All right, so Kelly and I are going to be hosting the 4 main projects. So we have international projects that we support throughout the district, but we also have projects that we have in-house here in Evergreen. You can't really see but I just wanted to introduce Ted. Ted, would you mind standing up real quick? Ted and Connie, yeah. So they're in charge of the GIWEF Fund and the Maya Impact School. And he'll be speaking some more about that in a few minutes. I also wanted to say thank you to Patrice because she's been doing a great job at the Center of Love, and she'll be talking about that and Kick It for WASH. We also have Megan Mitchell, who went to Uganda this year and did a great project, and she'll be talking about that, a solar egg incubator. And our last presenter is, of course, Bob Rose, who will be talking about his project in St. Helene.
Well, you can see our budget there. We have a lot of money that we spend. I don't have it memorized. Oh, geez. How much money do we have? About, I want to say, the foundation did a wonderful thing, I think, this year. They divided us up into two categories. Is that better? One for evergreen clubs and one for non-evergreen clubs, because we both sponsor. We want everybody here to be involved into it and be an ambassador for projects. So those have a certain amount of funding. We also work with a lot of other clubs to fund things, because in the Rotary world, the more clubs you get, the more money you get from district, and it's really a wonderful type thing there. So we want to have money for both. So we have roughly $13,000 for in-house projects. We have roughly $7,000 for non-in-club or non-club projects. Anyway, and the last category is we have an anonymous donor who gives us about $5,000, I think it's $7,000 this year, for various wash projects. So that's what's on the screen there. And a lot more words. Plus, we got some other things, and we'll talk about. We've got the GWIF Foundation, which is somewhat part of the ISC. So anyway, go ahead, Nikki.
So these are some of the continuing projects that we've supported. We haven't necessarily supported these every year, but we did support them this year. And I just mentioned our key in-house evergreen projects, which is the My Impact School and the GIWF Fund, Center of Love with Kenya and Patrice and Anthony. And Kelly's going to be doing more details on that because we drilled a borehole in a village there. St. Helene with Bob. I also wanted to mention, we're not talking about it today, but we also have supported the Kafika House in Tanzania that Kurt Harris supports. We highlighted it last year. It's a surgery center for children in Tanzania.
If I could say one thing here, everybody give yourself a pat on the back. This is what our club supports worldwide. It's an amazing thing. You guys your support, what you do and through our committee is just incredible throughout the world. Anyway.
Absolutely. And these are the new projects that we've supported just this year. Like I mentioned, Megan Mitch will be talking about the egg incubator. But there's many projects we support. Like Kelly said, thank you so much for your contributions. Every year we have a fundraiser, and the proceeds from that, part of them go to the International Service Committee. We meet every other month, usually on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And so you're welcome to come to any of the meetings. We meet in person and via Zoom. And you don't even have to be on the committee. You can just get in on Zoom, or you can, just come and just look at all the wonderful projects that we're supporting across the world. All right, so with that, I'll go ahead and introduce Ted, who's going to talk about the GIWF and Maya.
Connie and I have had a unique opportunity since 1998 to work in one site in Guatemala. And we've actually created 4 different organizations over that time period. And we wind up focusing on girls' education. What we have really been able to achieve with the generosity of this club and with Rotary is actually a sustainable project. We started off, this is our most recent happening. In February, we actually went down with a large group of Rotarians in this audience to actually see the graduation of 22 girls from the university. Okay, this young lady in the front, Angelica, has been here to our meetings. She is a biomedical. She has a degree in biochemistry. The young lady to the far right just completed her degree in physical therapy. So this is the end product of what we're trying to achieve. Young women from these communities serving these communities. In the progression of all these organizations, they were part of a program where they went to school locally using public education. And look how far they got. In the process, our son created a school called the Maya School, which now takes care of junior high and high school students. Those students are being taught full day. They are now achieving international levels of education. As a result of that, from our original program where kids were going to school locally, we now have a private school for 300 girls. This fund, which is actually the GWIF Fund, Guatemala Indigenous Women's Education Fund, is now at about, Al, we're 260,000. Yeah, the market's up. But this is an endowment. This is an endowment that we've created in this club, housed in this in our foundation, to actually provide scholarships for the girls graduating from the high school. At this point, I'd like to welcome any of you to come down next February, because our original program will be ending. The money remaining in that program will also go into the GWIF fund. So we'll probably have about $400,000 in an endowment to provide university scholarships for the girls coming through the Maya School. So come down and join us and see the progression that we've been able to have in going through these 4 different organizations.
We'll figure out the mics here yet. What do I push so one other thing, these screens, by the way, the slides look really good on our computer. But I just like to say, just out of what Ted was talking about with the Maya Foundation is the Atlas Project. So some of the graduates from what we've done before have gone back and mentoring younger kids to continue their education and start their education and be able to get some of the scholarships and money that's available. So, and Anita has been a big part of that. So thank you, Anita. Okay. Okay. What's the advancing? The arrow. The arrow forward?
How many technicians does it take?
What? Yeah, I think, Patrice, you're up next.
I think he went too far.
You can go back.
Thank you, guys.
Correct?
Yes. Hi, for those of you who haven't met, I'm Patrice Henning, and I'm a member of this Rotary Club. In addition, I am the co-founder of the Center of Love Foundation in Kenya. And you can see a couple photos up here from our immersive service trip last year, where we had the opportunity to not only travel with our outgoing president, Mindy, and her family, but also our district governor, Cindy Wold. And I just want to kind of tell you a little bit what's going on in these photos. But first of all, our 4 pillars at the Center of Love Foundation with our partnering organizations, the Ngao Foundation and Friends of Love Kibera, is the following. And you made this happen. In 2019, we received our first WASH grant of $5,000, and we were able to put in a water filtration system in Kibera where people were drinking dirty water. We then moved over to the Ngao Foundation. We also moved into St. Joseph Primary School, Olympic Primary, and now Oluwaseya. It's very difficult to pronounce that, don't you think, Kelly? Maasai village that had literally no access to water, and you helped fund a borehole. But all of these water projects, there was a little bit of a typo. It's not 5,000 people on a daily basis. You and District 5450 are providing more than 50,000 people access to clean water. So hats off to all of you. In Olympic Primary School alone, where Cindy World was able to meet with the district governor in Africa, and probably 50 little students that were very chilly that day are water champions, because we turn these projects over, right? They sat still their first day of break for probably 2 hours celebrating the opening of clean water. But a lot of those children use our facility to have a safe place to play. There is no room in Kibera, as Marcia would be able to tell you. She's been to Kibera. I think some of you have been there. There's no real place for children to gather and play. These kids I had lunch with, and I said, how many of you go to Olympic Primary? And many of them raised their hands. And I said, how's the water? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. Because they were literally drinking salty water. Imagine going out and having a workout and then wanting to be refreshed and drinking salty water. So that's our first pillar. The second is nutrition. A lot of these children, it's the only meal they'll receive every day, and our partners are feeding 400 to 600 children every weekend and on school holidays. We've expanded to include women's empowerment. Our board felt very compelled to deal with issues around domestic violence and gathering women together. So every year as we celebrate International Women's Day here in Denver, our ladies are celebrating the Center of Love Foundation. I'm not sure if you're aware, there was an Olympian from Uganda that trained in Kenya. And when she came back from the Paris Olympics, her boyfriend torched her by throwing petroleum on her. Very, very sad. And domestic violence is just considered part of being married in more than 50% of the relationships in the slums. We just finished our vocational learning center, and that is where this lovely group that was part of our immersive service trip last year stood on the rooftop. It will allow to tackle the unemployment rate of over 50%. And the first 2 tracks will be a government syllabus, so they'll actually receive a license, a certificate of completion in plumbing or electrical. I'm not good at either, but there are others that are, so we're really excited about that. And we're just wrapping up building a primary school for one of our alumni sisters. Anthony and Jeremiah and I not only are just co-founders of the Center of Love, we're also Rotarians, and we also share the same alma mater, St. Mary's University, Minnesota. This is one of the children that attended one of our feeding programs last year. And in the background was, Cindy and Mindy and the whole team serving the food to the children. But I noticed this little one in particular, his older sibling, probably 5 or 6, had brought them to the center that day, and they were eating off of the same plate. And I said, no, we have enough food for both of you. So that's what sticks in my mind there. Here's our Kick It for Wash, and you can see that this is a platform that we offer 3 times a year. I'm going to have my excellent board member, Karen McClellan, pass around a little flyer that was created for that. If you could just distribute that so people can see what we're doing. It's actually more than an event. It's an educational platform. It's bringing the students somewhere where they can actually do something that they love, but at the same time, continue to be educated about the importance of water, sanitation, and hygiene. And when you think of the Ebola outbreak, it's only 2 countries away from us. 1 country away from Reagan in Uganda. And so it's really, really important that we continue to spread this. And with over 1,000 participants in celebration of our 10-year anniversary of our immersive service trip, and our largest team going over, 22 people, including 4 nurses, a physical therapist, and an optician. We're running health clinics wherever we go, and hopefully helping out injured soccer players. And then I wanted to also include this is part of the feeding program, but also thanking Evergreen Rotary for giving a contribution through the past President Mindy and building all of those great benches. And just like Ted said, Caribou, Kenya, every grant we fill out requires us to put down, where can you volunteer? We would love to have you on one of our immersive service trips.
Thank you, Patrice. A little bit on Ticket for Wash. I just want to show real quick, this is a project we got a district, our club got a district grant for. The grant was $6,000. We raised almost $23,000 total. But there's just a really short, kind of cool little movie that goes with this. It's kind of small too. And then for time, I'm just going to keep going. It's kind of hard to see. Bob.
I'm Bob Rose, and here to talk about St. Helene. And St. Helene is just to the north of Honduras and just to the east of Belize. This island here is Roatan. St. Helene is off to the end here. Small island, 285 homes. My wife and I traveled there quite a bit. When we went to Helene the first times, and then we did a formal community assessment, we asked the villagers, what are your strengths here? What do you do really well? They fish, they survive, and what do you need? What they wanted, they had a list, but when they prioritized that list, it was education for our children and water. Those two things are the things they needed. Now, Canadian Club, we partner with a Canadian club that happened to already have started there. They did a global grant in education. They also did a global grant to put in pumps. 2 wells, and they did a great job. They drilled in 3 places, got 2 good wells, and then we stepped in to do this project. And what we're doing is taking that water from the wells and distribute them down to each home. Water will be flowing to each home on St. Helene. This is an infrastructure project, essentially. But then COVID stopped everything cold, and a cycle of events after that kept the shutdown. But the great news is the project has begun. And we're so excited because there's been just too much of a delay. This is the first few weeks of the project. As you can see, they're building the walls. We're building 2 tanks to store the water from the wells, and then that will be gravity fed down into the 6 little villages, settlements they call them. Here's unloading the things from the dock. Imagine taking bricks, rocks. They can't use sand from the island. They tried that when they built the school. When you use sand from the island, it has salt in it. Salt damages concrete. So we had to even bring sand from the mainland. That's one of the things about doing a project on an island. Everything has to be shipped, so that's an additional expense. So here is the project underway. We are so thankful. So we do have one thing that happened since the COVID lockdown is prices went up, and so we do have a fundraising issue that we're working on, and we already have some sources filling that in. We've also had clubs do that. We're still continuing fundraising, but it should be well. We got money right in our foundation ready to ship, so that's underway. But what's the next step is for the Islanders to begin their work, and this is some of the work they've already done, and they're eager to get this going, and they're eager to finally have their water. So we're excited to have it going. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Great project. And finally, we'll welcome Megan up. We're just based on time, we're going to skip the projects we've partnered with other Rotary clubs and just focus on the Evergreen project. So without further ado, here's Megan Mitchell.
Hi, thank you. Like she said, I'm Megan Mitchell. I'm new to the ISC, yeah, something like that. So I don't think this is mine. Well, regardless, I started an egg incubator project in Uganda. There you go. So you'll see here, it's got about 5 racks. What it is about 550 eggs can go into it. Each chicken takes about 21 days to lay, or a hen, I guess you should say, on an egg. So basically, we're representing about 550 chickens just sitting on one egg. And that happens in 21 days, so we're speeding up the process so that the women of Mbale, which is in East Uganda, or excuse me, yeah, Eastern Uganda, so these women will take the chickens that are hatched, and they've already set up in their own homes a place for those to be raised, and they can do what they want, whether they want to cook with it or lay additional eggs or hatch more chickens. That's up to them, but each cycle, like I said, takes 21 days. There is a solar panel for it because in this area where I visited, electricity goes out quite often. One of the first nights I was there, downpouring, no electricity, slept without anything like that, and woke up to this magnificent floral area because agriculture is the biggest export. So these eggs will be ready to go to these houses, and the women will then turn around and make some sort of income using that. So for a measly $1,500, for us, that makes a big economy for them because they really don't have a lot of other ways to make money, especially women. So I wanted to thank the Evergreen Rotary and this committee for this money. So I'll give you more updates. The eggs are about to hatch. I think we're only a few days out. So we'll get some updates and we'll have some pictures for you in the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We knew we had a problem that we have more projects than we do time, so apologize for not being able to go through everything. As you can see, there's some amazing stuff that we're doing. We'd love for you to be part of it. You're welcome to sit in. One announcement I'd like to make, we're putting together, we've got 3 amazingly enough, evergreen projects that we need to look at funding requests for. We're going to have at least a virtual meeting on July 15th. You'll be getting a notice for it. Anybody who wants to attend, urge you to attend, listen to what these projects are. Again, they're in-house projects, so these are the best ones. Nikki, you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much for your generosity, everyone. And like Kelly said, you're more than welcome to come to one of the ISC meetings and see what it's all about. Or go on a service trip.
Thank you.
I know we're running late. I want to take 1 second here. I meant to do this during the announcements or the Happy Bucks. I need one volunteer. My wife, Barbara, and I signed up to work at the rodeo on Sunday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the ticket booth. It's an easy job. It's in the shade. Unfortunately, her back went out on her. And I don't want to go back to Marty at the last minute and say we need somebody to fill in because I know she's looking for volunteers. So if anybody here could. Wonderful, thank you.
That was easy. That's what Rotary does. Awesome. Okay, does anybody have any questions for ISC or any of the projects? Marcia.
I would just like to have you all know that so much of these projects that we have been saying today are microcredit for women. And from the very beginning, for those of you who know business. And I just think that is something that we need to have an understanding, helping women all over the world.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay, well, we hope to see some of you at ISC. I hope this sparks something that you're interested in. And by the way, they also have wine and snacks. So, yes.
You come back to Rotary?
Yes, I will be here, I promise. I'm not leaving the group. I'm just leaving this position. So, all right. Anybody have anything else? Nikki, Kelly, thank you. The next meeting. Oh yeah, we're dark next Friday because the ISC meeting. Sorry. July 15th.
Alan's going to get mad at me here in a minute. We are still, we've got the date. We are trying to find a venue, a place to hold it. We've just haven't been able, so it's definitely going to be virtual. We may also be able to have it in person, we're hoping to, which brings the wine and cheese in. So we'll see, but yeah, look for something for the 15th of July.
All right. Thank you guys for your presentation. Also a reminder, we have Changing of the Guard next Thursday, so we're dark on the 26th, is it the 26th, Friday? And then also that following week is July 4th, so we're dark on July 3rd. So Scott will be here in 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to get ready, so an extra 2 weeks. Anyway, thank you guys again. Hope to see you at Changing of the Guard. Hope to see you at the July 4th celebration and at the rodeo. So make it a good Friday.